Welcome, welcome, everyone. Come on in. Exciting, enlightening experiences ahead for all of us. Have you guys been feeling that beautiful feminine energy coming in? It's undeniable. It's time for balance. That big mama energy is here. She has lots of words of wisdom for you, many of your questions answered. But you might have to whip you a little bit with her tongue too, but always done with love. Okay, let's see if I can turn this camera around here. Still working on my skills here. Um, I promise you, things are going to get a lot better now that I have reinforcements. And you guys will be meeting her tonight if I can get her on. We've been having some difficulty getting connected, but I'm anxious for you guys to meet her. You may have heard of her. Her name is Sea Love. Sea Love she's an XJW, like many of us, uh, in for quite a few years. I don't know her complete history, but she was in there enough to know what we know. And she's going to be sharing that with us as well. Let's see. As soon as she pops in, I'll add her in. But you guys know that I've been on my journey in search for the truth. And over the last 6 years, I've gone through all kinds of rabbit holes and in search for the truth. I'm at a point now that I mentioned before to you guys. I'm at a point now to where I know that I know that I know. I know that I'm a sovereign, free spirit being. I know that I am not this meat suit. I know that there is more to me than this, more to all of us. We are sovereign, free spirit beings. We already have eternal life. Yeah. But anyway, where I was going with that is through all my journeys, it's got me to this point now to where I'm secure in the fact that I know that I'm a spirit being, and I know there's more to it than we see here. And I've just been feeling through my research, I've been feeling more of a pull toward that feminine energy. There's something terribly wrong about the stories in the Bible that vilify women. Not sure how that, let me turn this off. Not sure how, actually, I kind of know how that happened. And it was for purpose. And that's some of the stuff that I'm still trying to ferret out and dig through to try and put the puzzle pieces together, put it that way. Again, we know now that we're sovereign free spirit beings, but now is putting that puzzle together for me. I don't know so much for Sea Love. She has she's more into love and light and healing, and I am too, but she kind of leans more on that side, and I'm more of the dig. I want to see what everything is to answer those questions, you know. There's my girl. There she is in the house. Miss Big Mama Energy. There she is, my love. Okay, let me see how to do this. See the link at the top. Sea Love. Or was that me? 222. Maybe that's not her. No, that's not her. I'm not sure. Oh, there she is. There she is. I'm learning, y'all. You're here. Okay, there you are. Okay, now, Sea Love, click on the link at the top. There we go. Hold on. We'll get this in a minute, y'all. Not we, it's me. She's the one that's going to be helping me. Hang on just a second. How did I get her in? There she is. Now I got her. Add to the stream. I think I got it. I think I got it. Okay, Miss Sea Love, can you hear me, darling?
I can. I can hear you.
I hope my connection is not bad. Okay, Miss Sea Love. Bear with me, guys. I can't wait for you guys to meet her.
Yeah.
There she is.
Yeah.
There she is, Miss Sea Love. Okay, let me close this box and then I'll be able to see you.
Okay.
Oh, there she is. Introducing everyone.
Hi. Hey. Hello, everyone.
Miss Sea Love. I was just beginning to interview, to just kind of share a little bit of information about us and about you. And kind of what, like, you know, where my journey has been and how I've gotten to this point right now.
Yeah.
And I'm more into I don't know if you heard all that or not, but I'm more into the digging and searching and nosy Monica.
Right.
And you are more into the love and light and healing and all that wonderfulness. Now I am as well, but you tend to lean more to that side than and I thought it would be great for us to collaborate together because we're both ex-JWs, and we have a lot of history between us, a lot of stories to share with you. And I think I dropped you off again, sweetheart. I don't see you. Did you drop off? There you are again. Let me try and pop you in again. Add to stream. And that might be me, guys, because y'all know I live in the woods. Okay. She should come on. Just give it a second. It should come back on. Is it buffering on you guys' side? Is that what's happening? There she is. Okay. She's back on. Welcome to the world. Welcome to the world. So let me just shut up and let Miss Sea Love have the floor. And she's going to share with us a little bit of your background and the progression of your journey and how you got here with us.
Yes. I also would love to, even know about the backgrounds of some of the folks that are with us right now.
Absolutely.
Yeah. So me coming from a JW, so now ex-JW background, I'm wondering if we have some ex-JWs in the house right now.
I'm sure you do. If you're an ex-JW, just pop it in, or if you've been studied with them or you're interested in studying with them, pop it in there.
Yeah. So So that's my background is XJW, well, JW. And I got, I was, became, how do you say this? I got into the religion. I was a young kid. I was probably about 7. And my mom had just separated from my father. And so we moved in with her mother. And so my grandmother had started studying the Bible at that time. So I was just this curious, rambunctious little girl who loved her grandmother and wanted to, just be around her all the time. So she was having Bible study, and so I eventually worked my way into sitting in on the studies with her. And one of the things that really grabbed my attention about the studies were uh, they were talking about paradise, earth. And, the little, what was the lion with the lamb pictures. And so
Yeah.
eventually I went from from the book she was studying was The Truth That Leads to Eternal Life, that blue book.
Yep.
Yeah. And eventually as I got older, I started getting I got a little pink book. I forget what was that, the little pink book for the kids.
Listening to the Great Teacher.
Yes. So that book, and then the big red book, got that book.
The
And
Revelation book.
no, it was more about like paradise. It had
It was a
beautiful
red
pictures.
book.
Yeah, a nice big size red book.
Oh, okay. Who remembers that one?
Paradise, you can live in paradise forever on earth or something like that.
Yes, I think so. I think so.
That was one of my favorites. And so, yeah, I was so it's captivated as a kid. I was always a curious kid. And so I started having Bible studies with my cousins and, just family members, young little kid family members, just because it was fun for me to do that. It was just
So
like,
you were having studies with your
yeah, at the
cousins.
up at, I would just do it for fun. I was always very, very, I had a really, really, really active imagination. And
Uh-huh.
so I would, we played house together. I have one sister who is a year younger than me. And then I have a brother who is about 10 years younger than me. And so yeah, we play together all the time, and I would play house with them or play mom. And I have studies
Uh-huh.
with
It's
the
time for Bible
kids, and
study.
yeah, and all of that. And so eventually led to me getting older and just getting baptized. I got now that I had a really crazy. It was 1975, around the time when they were saying that the world was going to end. Right?
The end was coming.
Yeah, the end was coming. I was just getting out of high school. Well, actually, I was in the 10th grade. And so the people I was studying with, they're like, you need to get baptized. Like, the world's coming. Armageddon's coming. So I went
Absolutely.
ahead at that age, the age of 15, and got baptized. And I hadn't a clue because, it was just me. My grandmother didn't even, I don't, it was just me. I did it with the people that I was studying with. And so I was
Mm-hmm.
pretty independent young kid too. I without going into all the details of all the crazy stuff I did, but what got me to this point was, went through life, experienced lots of journeys, lots of, had different experiences, ended up getting married to a witness. We divorced. And so that's another long story that, one thing about, I can say for being a Jehovah's Witness, it was a lot of trauma involved in it for me. Not to downplay it, because I was a young girl, and, I had traumatic issues going on in my life. And so I've learned today that's something that we definitely have to look out for ourselves when it comes to taking care of ourselves. You know what I'm saying? So hold on.
Absolutely.
Yeah, hold on. I got to plug my battery in real quick. Can you
Okay,
just
not a
carry on for a
problem.
minute? Okay.
Absolutely. So
Okay.
you were 14 when you got baptized. Probably didn't have a clue. I was actually 12.
Yeah.
Even worse, without a clue. I only got baptized because my parents and the elders was like, "Well, Monica, you're not going to get baptized with your siblings? What's wrong with
Right.
you, you little goat?"
Okay, so yeah, you I'm plugging it in. So you were, how old were you when you got baptized?
Say that again.
How old were you when you got baptized?
12.
Wow.
12.
Wow.
Yeah.
So
And once you're baptized, a lot of people, a lot of the people who are studying with witnesses, they don't realize that, I mean, they love bomb you, and they embrace you in the hall, and the brothers and sisters love you and all that stuff. And you get baptized and you go to the assemblies and all that wonderful stuff. But the minute you question doctrine or step out of line some kind of way and get caught,
yeah, exactly.
yeah, you're the
Exactly.
shadow shift. And
Yeah.
any friends or family that you have is gone like that.
It's like that. And just to just circle back to what I was saying, yeah, I began to experience a lot of trauma, but one of the things with me and and maybe you can relate to this part is that I because I had been through so much trauma, accidents from a very young age, all kinds of injuries and things going on from a very young child. Although my mother and father did the best they could raising me, you know what I'm saying? But I was more closer to my grandma because I felt more, more, how can I say, attached to her, in terms of her heart and what she liked doing. So it was a totally different story with my mom and dad. They was going
Mhm.
through some stuff.
It
So
sounds like
anyway,
she was probably more nurturing toward you.
exactly.
Yeah.
And so I tended
That
to
that
follow.
that mama love.
Yes, absolutely. That's where that big mama energy comes from.
Yes.
So she she was a hoot, but she was all into gardening and just nurturing. And she reminds me of you, remind me of her. Like she loved everything you like to do. She canned. I learned about canning, and I
Uh-huh.
learned about the whole, all the gardening stuff, all of the, so yeah, that was what really, I think, we went fishing all the time, different things like that. So um when I started to experience the trauma, it wasn't until I really, really got into going to the hall. I started, with my then husband. His family brought a lot of trauma, and he was going through trauma, and so it was just one trauma bond after another, just one thing after another, after another, after another. And it wasn't until I decided at some point I started. Now, this is when I began to critically think. See, to Jehovah's Witnesses didn't allow us to critically think. I had a chance to
Uh-huh.
really get a great job working with a major oil company. They took me right in from high school. I worked for them for a year, but ended up getting married right out of high school, and I left the job. But because the Jehovah's Witnesses said, "Oh no, you can't go to college," because they were going to pay for me to go to
Wow.
college.
Yep.
Just prepare me for my career. They talked to me about financial, 401ks, and investing in stocks, their stock, because it was an oil company. I
Yep.
could get oil stocks, but anyway, I chose to be a good, nurturing mama love. You know what I mean? I wanted to
Yeah.
take care of my kids, and be that good mother for my children.
Hmm.
But yeah, so anyway, started going through a bunch of trauma with that. And then there was other things that led on and on and on. And I began to question, what love was. Because I really, I don't know if I know that I experienced love, from my perspective. Now I know my parents loved me, but you know, I never heard them say that to me. You
Okay.
know, I never had my parents say I love you or hold me, hug me, none of that.
Okay.
And so for me, being a young kid at the age of 18, getting married, it was their family seemed like a very happy, happy go lucky family or whatever. And so I'm like, okay, well, I want to be around these folks, not knowing them at all, what I was getting into.
Mm-hmm.
But yeah, so I started to critically think after, once I was in the religion, and I started to experience a lot of the stuff that was going on with the I started questioning the governing body.
And
I
at what age?
that's what I'm saying. I'm like 19, 20. I'm questioning the elder, the governing
Wow.
body, because I couldn't get into that whole thing of these men. It was almost like, to me, like, why do I gotta tell them, what's going on, and with my private life? Like, why can't I go right to God myself? You know what I mean?
Absolutely.
And then, I would see so many things going on. Like, they were people, obviously, but for me, I was so lovey-dovey and wanted paradise and all of that, that I expected more standards from some of the people I was around. you know?
Absolutely.
And I was seeing stuff that was the opposite of what I was expecting.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I mean? So yeah.
Absolutely.
So I just, for me, I got to that point, like you said, where I started to critically
Something
think, and
feels like
that's
it's crawling on me. That's why I keep checking.
oh, you got it.
Go ahead. I think it's a fly. Go away. Sorry. Go ahead.
Yeah, so I started to, critically think. I think somewhere around that time of, just looking for love, um, wanting to really have a person. Now, are you talking about a staunch? I was a loyal follower of
Okay.
the Jehovah's Witness, like very loyal. I never pioneered or did any of that, but I did not want to bring any reproach. So I ended up leaving the hall when I felt like, I wanted to experience life on my own.
Okay.
I wrote him a letter, and I don't want to bring any reproach on Jehovah, because I don't know what I might get into.
Okay. Yeah.
That's just keeping it real. That's
Mm-hmm.
and I didn't get into. I mean, I was still a good mom, still worked and took care of my children,
Mm-hmm.
but I just wasn't happy. I
Yeah.
wasn't. So tell me more about. You said you were 12 years old, and
I was 12. My parents were both Catholic before. Actually, my mother was studying to be a nun. And that went out the door. But
ah,
and they got married. Two good Catholics. They got married, and a knock on their door in 1954.
mm-hmm,
1954, and hook, line, and sinker, they were drawn in by the paradise.
mm-hmm,
By the
mm-hmm,
paradise. And my
mm-hmm.
parents, actually, my mom was in it, just clawed in right away. She was there, and then pulled my dad in.
Yeah.
And
Mm.
then I think I was born in 57, so I was born in, because my parents were already Jehovah's Witnesses,
Yeah.
and that's all I ever knew. That's
Yeah.
all I ever knew. Didn't know any other religion. All I knew was what I was being taught, by my parents.
Yeah.
And I remember that I think I was about 8 or 9 years old,
Mm-hmm.
sitting in the Kingdom Hall, looking around at people dabbing their tears and nodding about how wonderful it was to be in Jehovah's house in the spiritual paradise. And I'm thinking, I can't wait to get out of here.
Yeah. At that age.
At that age, something just felt wrong.
Exactly.
It just felt wrong, like I didn't belong here. And I was confused, because they were telling me Jehovah loves you, and I couldn't get over the whole, this Jehovah, he was mean. He was mean. He would kill the men, women, and even the creepy crawly things. I didn't understand, that whole thing. But I just kind of went with the flow, because I was the kid that didn't say anything. I just said, okay,
Mm-hmm.
whatever you say, whatever you like.
Yeah. Absolutely.
I didn't want any ruffles. I didn't want any of that. But as a teenager, and actually I got baptized at 12 years old, because my my sister and my cousin was getting baptized. My sister was a year older than me, and my cousin we were right about the same age, my cousin and I. And my sister, and they were all doing their questions and they were ready to go.
Uh-oh. Looks like we lost her.
Okay. I think it's coming back up.
Okay. I'm still here. I'm going to go in from my PC. I'm on my phone right now.
Can you guys still hear me? Or did it fall off altogether? I'm not sure. And I lost C Love again. Can you come back on, C Love? Somebody let me know if you can, if you guys, if I'm still on. It says that I am, but I'm not sure. There's C Love again. I think that's her.
Mm-hmm. Can you hear me?
Okay, I'm not sure. Okay. All right, I am not, it's having trouble connecting, so I don't know if you guys can hear me or not, but I'm going to pop here at the top and acknowledge Cynthia. Hi, Cynthia. Cynthia is an XJW as well. Thank you for joining us, Cynthia. And I apologize, guys, for the buffering. I hope you can hear me. Joe Kick, you're an XJW as well. Cynthia says, I have blocked the titles of the books from my mind. Yeah. Actually, I collect them.
Really?
Let's see. Roz S. I say read the books as a critical thinker and perception changes for the better. No fear needed. Absolutely. I 100% concur with that, Raz.
Yeah.
Miss Monica, I had a college degree when I became a JW, but I failed to get my master's, which I needed to continue teaching. It was required and I lost my career. I'm so sorry about that, Cynthia. Um, so many of us pushed our dreams and desires and whatever on hold because we were indoctrinated and badgered to believe that going to college, getting a college education is basically turning your back on Jehovah. You should be going door to door, pioneering, go to Bethel. You shouldn't be trying to get higher education. Higher education for what? The end is going to come. You're going to use all this time going to school, and then Armageddon is going to come, and you're going to die because you should have been going to door. It's a nightmare, and I'm so sorry that happened to you, Cynthia. I had aspirations too. All kids, me included. I wanted to be some type of entertainer. I wanted to sing and act, and I wanted to do all of that. I was just a very creative child, but I was not allowed to do any of that. No participation at school. I couldn't be in the choir. I couldn't be in the theater at school. I couldn't even be a majorette. I had the big old thighs too. Couldn't even do that because it was worldly. It was worldly. Yeah. Sorry, that higher education thing screwed a lot of people. A lot of people. Raz says baptism is another word for initiation. Absolutely. Hi, Candy, my sister. Are you back, C Love? I can hear you, C Love. There you are.
Okay. You can hear me?
I can hear you now. I think it was on my end. It buffered. It said it was losing the
Okay.
connection, and then it came back. It was
All right.
that divine feminine energy
Okay.
connection, and then it
Okay.
it came back.
Let me turn off my phone and try to just do it from here.
Okay.
Okay. Let me turn
Okay.
off.
I'll finish saying hi to folks here.
Okay.
Let's see. Hang on. Hang on. Let's see. There's my sister Candy. Cynthia says I was baptized in 1984. I
Oh,
believe that
hi,
the next
Cynthia.
year the baptism. Oh, you're back, darling?
Yeah, I'm on.
And then she disappears again. Okay, she'll come back. Let's see. Cynthia says I was baptized in 1984. I believe that the next year the baptism was to the organization, not to God. I think you're right about that, Cynthia. I don't even remember the year I was baptized. I have to go back. How old was I? What year was it when I was 12? If I was born in 1957. Anyway, because I remember the at the assembly that they say something. Do you dedicate your life to Jehovah? I think that's what I said, but I understand that later on it came back. I dedicate my life to Jehovah's organization. Yeah. So any folks out there getting ready to get baptized, review the questions. Are you dedicating your life to so-called Jehovah or God? And that's a whole nother story who Jehovah is. But when you're dedicating your life to Jehovah's organization, you're dedicating your life to the Watchtower Bible and Tract Society. And your only way out of it is death or disfellowshipping. And if you decide to walk away, you can disassociate yourself, but that means that you disassociate yourself from all family and all friends still in the faith. They're not supposed to talk to you because you're an apostate demon now. Yeah, so you're so right about that. From instead of dedicating your life to God or Jehovah, you're dedicating your life to the organization. Cynthia says JWs have a cold love. It's conditional. Absolutely. I'm glad you brought that up too, Cynthia. Um, yeah, I don't think Sea Love is not back yet. I'm glad you brought that up because when I finally decided, when I fully awakened to the whole Jehovah Witness nightmare, I called my best friend, my sister in the truth. My sister in the truth. I could tell anything. She was my sister, my dog. I called her and I said, Sister, this is what I found out. I did some research. I know I wasn't supposed to do the research, but I did research and I started blurting out all the stuff that I found out. And I had already had these doubts, but I had never researched because you guys know they discourage us from going outside of jw.org. Yeah. So once I found all this information out, I was trying to share that with her and I was just spewing because I was upset. I was crying. I was so upset. And she says, well, sister, listen, darling, somebody just drove up. And she says, I'll have to talk to you later, but yeah, I'll talk to you later. So hung up the phone and I'm hyperventilating. I'm just, what in the world? The stuff that I felt in my gut is true. And I called after about an hour and a half, almost 2 hours. She hadn't called back. So I called her number, went straight to voicemail. That's weird. So I messaged her on Facebook, blocked. Within an hour, hour and a half, maybe 2 hours, I was blocked. My best friend, my buddy, my sister, my sister in Jehovah blocked me. Never spoke to me again. I instantly became an apostate demon. Wow. Conditional. Absolutely. And my own sister, I still have family that are in the truth. They won't speak to me at all. won't speak to me at all. And matter of fact, any family that I do that speaks to me, and they're not even Jehovah's Witnesses, they will call them or comment to them that they shouldn't be speaking to me, because I'm going to fill their heads with my apostate. Yeah, it's a mess. It's a mess. You're on your own. Absolutely, Joe Kick. You're right. Thank you, Cassie, for letting me know that you could hear me again. Thank you, Candy. Thank you. Okay, Cassie said she could hear both of us. And see, I don't even think Miss C Love's back yet. We can hear you. Thank you, BJ Love. It popped on me. Ellis, hi, darling. You're both on. Apparently, you can't hear each other. We're gonna get it right. Absolutely. Joe Kick says, have a degree, but cleaning, bad situation now. Yeah. It's actually, I think it's gonna get rough for a whole lot of people pretty soon, Joe Kick. And I know this is off topic, but I think we're going to have some rough times. I think we're going to have a bit of a rough time this winter, but I think next year is going to be really, really bad if the shift doesn't happen and we can't tip the scales. Yeah. So saying all that to say, keep stocking up. Keep putting some things away, put some water away, put some beans away, put some rice away, put some shelf stable foods away. And not saying the end of the world is coming or anything like that, but natural disasters, make sure that you have stuff put away. That's just common sense stuff, y'all. Critical thinking. Yeah. C Love 811. Let's see. Sacagawea says, I sent my daughter to college with the elders' disapproval. Whoop, whoop. Go, Sacagawea. She's a rebel. Good girl. I'm so glad you did that. I'm glad that you had to say no. To say no. Let's see. Kawaki, you're not on your own. You have us. Absolutely. We are one together. I love that. C Love. Let's see. I'm on under C Love. Okay. You're under C Love. Okay. Can you pop in? Let me put the link in here again. Hang on. More. Nope, I can't do it this time. Click on the link again at the top, C Love, so I can get you back on, please, ma'am. Okay, Cynthia says, Joe Kick, what is your degree in? Can you tutor? Share. Now you said, I think you said cleaning, didn't you, Joe Kick? And that's another thing we could do, use this forum, for us to connect to. C Love. Okay. Okay, let me see if I can, it's gone. That's why. Okay, hang on a second. Let me try and bring this in again. Invite a guest, copy. And I'm going to put it in the chat. Hang on a second, C Love. Post a comment. Okay, and it should, there it goes. Click on that link, C Love, and then I can bring you back on, darling. Okay, Cynthia says, Miss Monica, evangelicals are saying that these are the last days. I believe the JWs had some truth, mixed with lies. I agree. Perhaps part of the Bible is true. I agree. But groups like the JWs use it to con. Yeah. And most religions use it as a con. The Bible is, to me, is I call it the playbook now. Um, it's a means to keep people in guilt and fear as a mechanism to control them. That's what I think the Bible is. But in addition to that, these beings, entities, extraterrestrials, demigods, Illuminati, whatever you want to call these, whoever, put this extra stuff in there to um, to mix it all up. So I think there's a bunch of untruths or misleading information in the scriptures, but there's also slivers of diamonds in those scriptures to be found. Yeah. So I don't completely scrap the Bible anymore. I did that at one point, but I don't completely scrap the Bible now. There she is. There she is. My darling's back. Okay, hold on. Add to the stream. And she should be back on now. There she is, Miss C Love. I think it's me. I'm claiming it
But
because I
you know
always
what?
had trouble.
We get grace this time because it's our first time. We're going to get it together, guys.
Yeah, yeah. I know this is.
We'll
See,
get
I'm
it
used to
together.
it. They're used to me already doing this.
Oh, really? Well, we really
Yeah,
have to get it together now,
they
right?
know. They
If
know.
it's
They know my heart's the right place. I'm trying, y'all.
well, yeah, I'm fascinated by all the X's, in the chat right now. That's it's a beautiful thing. It's a beautiful thing. And somebody hit it right on the head when they said that the JWs were on to something. They
Yes.
were on to something. And I've come across some information that that they possibly they're pretty well up there on the list in terms of just one of those organizations that really have been doing pretty much they've been high on that list without with for lack of the word that I want to use. I can say, and I heard it because Infinite, what's her name, Serenity does a lot of deep research, and she had something to say about Jehovah's Witnesses, but it's
Mm-hmm.
not. We know now that it's not just Jehovah's Witnesses. It's like the sister just said here, evangelists. They're all of them. All of us wanted to get to that same place, right? We want
Whether
paradise.
it's
We look
paradise
at it.
on earth, paradise in heaven, wherever.
Yeah. Yeah,
Yeah.
all of the religions want that, right?
Yes.
So we are on. Well, they were on to some. They were on to something for sure, especially about, like, for me, the whole paradise, and for me talking to people. This is natural for me to want to share good news.
Right.
It's natural for me, and I'm sure for witnesses, that's just like me critically thinking again. It's like that's something that's natural to us to want to share good news, right?
Absolutely.
And then when you got that passion and that fire and that zeal in you, like Big Mama energy, you know?
Absolutely. Yeah. Yeah.
Yeah. So,
We're where we're supposed to be, I think, at this time. We all have our own individual paths, you
yeah.
know, to follow. And I'm certainly happy that our paths have crossed, as
Yes.
well as all our folks here,
Here on this
in the
call,
chat.
yes, thank you. Yes, we are
Absolutely.
definitely happy that you guys are here. And that's what we're here for, guys. We're here to create a tribe. We're here to support one another and to help whomever we can, however we can. It's about the heart space. It's definitely
Absolutely.
about the heart space. We got to operate from there, and no judgment at all. No judgment,
I love that. I
right?
love that.
Hmm.
And we also plan, it's because our interest, we have a lot of different interests, but all the
Yeah.
interests seem to be all similar. So we've decided we're going to try and invite, certain guests over, like I'm sure you guys know Kim and Mikey, and I've
Mhm.
already discussed with Kim and Mikey, and they have agreed they're going to be doing a guest appearance here on our new little channel. So get your
Yay.
questions ready, for Kim and Mikey, and we're working on a couple of other folks to bring on. I personally am looking for some for folks, and Miss C Love is also doing her magic as well, because we're trying to get speakers in that can help us with help educate us. Um, share again.
Yeah. Yeah, absolutely. So my background, I worked in the entertainment industry for several years, for about 15 years in Atlanta. And so I worked in the film industry to be, exact. And so I was responsible for creating large events and gathering large groups of people and doing those types of things, and also reaching out to instructors. I was in on the production side, so the production and events and things like that. So we created events for people who wanted to work in the film industry. So if you wanted to work behind the scenes in production, you wanted to be a director, you wanted to be a grip, you wanted to be a production assistant, whatever it was, we created training classes. And so I was responsible for reaching out to people around the country, instructors around the country, and bringing those events together. So and that's something I love doing. I love bringing in the experts and the resources that we need, to get the information we need, right? The training we need, the instruction. We're gonna be doing a lot of training in the future coming up, y'all. A
Absolutely. and
lot
and
of
put and
training.
put your put you guys here in the chat, put your ideas of or topics of what you'd like covered, things that interest you,
Mm-hmm.
in addition to the Anunnaki and crystals and
Mm-hmm.
all the other stuff I always talk about.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah,
Yeah, yeah. So much to learn. We're never going to stop learning, right? Never
absolutely.
stop learning.
And this is a way,
So much to
for
learn.
us to interact and be a support, to each other, because the things that we research and we think about, a lot of people look at us like we kind of lost our minds. And this will be a safe place again for you guys to come and ask questions, and no question is stupid or dumb.
Not at
Ask
all.
it. Yeah.
Not at all. Not at
Yeah.
all. We want you to ask we want you to ask the questions. We're going to be asking questions. You know what I
Absolutely.
mean?
And if we don't
Uh,
know, we'll find out together.
yeah, absolutely.
Yeah.
Um, there are so many things that I'm learning about myself, like, shadow work. Anybody doing their shadow work yet right now? How's that been going for you? Can you elaborate, give us some idea of what you've been doing on that? There's something called mirror, MIRR. I can't say it, mirror work.
Mirror. Uh-huh. Uh-huh.
But yeah, and the thing is, and what I was kind of alluding to when I was speaking earlier is that through life we experience so much trauma. We experience trauma, right? However it may be for us, we experience, and it's still there. We carry it with us if we do not confront, face it and deal with it, right?
Absolutely.
So in order for us to be these loving light workers that we are, right, we got to deal, and so we have to deal with it, right, when it shows up,
Absolutely.
and so this is important. I know right now for me, and I can't stress it enough for anybody else that you know may need to do it. I've been doing this shadow work, it seems like, all my life. Trauma
Yes.
work, shadow work, you
Oh,
know.
God dog it. There's another one. I thought I dealt with that.
Exactly.
Yeah.
Right, right,
It's an
right.
ongoing process. It's growth. We're
And
we're
being,
evolving.
yeah, exactly. And being mamas, like we are, being the mamas that we are, and that big mama energy. You've got children, I've got children. We're used to working with them as well. I'm used to working with just people in general. I'm not. Here I am claiming. I don't know if that's what my mission is, but I can say that um, I'm that person that they that people tend to come to when they want to. You know what I mean? We are those women. Yes, we are those
Yeah.
mamas. We're those
Sure.
mamas.
Sure. And then and naturally, for me, I'm a Cancer, so I'll have that
Mhm.
natural nurturing thing, already. And
Mhm.
since childhood, I was always looking for the stray dog, the stray cat, the kid that was being picked on at school. It was always Monica to the rescue.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah.
That's us.
Yeah.
And I know I'm a Leo, and so
Rawr.
yeah, I have that leadership ability as well.
Hmm.
At this stage, I can do either or. I can be, like even in the industry, I prefer to work behind the scenes. You know what I mean? I didn't have to be on camera or up front. I love to see people happy and successful.
Yeah.
That's just that thing. Mhm.
Yes. And I totally get what you're saying with that. I don't think even my worst enemy, I would, I probably want to slap him, but I don't
that's,
have it in me
that's
to just
real.
really hurt someone. Yeah.
Exactly.
Yeah.
And you know
Just that
what?
mama slap one, the big mama slap a little bit.
But it's exciting times, right? Because these are exciting times. Being from the Jehovah's Witness perspective, we used to always, this just when 1975, for instance, right when everybody was frazzled about 1975 and the world's
Yeah.
going to end and blah blah blah, that thing. I don't feel that way now, per se. I don't feel
Hmm.
frazzled or frightened or afraid because I've the fear thing, which I love about getting to know yourself.
Yes.
You know what I'm saying? There's
Yes.
no fear, right? No fear.
Absolutely.
And
Absolutely.
so that's just Big Mama, Mother, Father, Universe, Prime Source preparing us. Because that's what I'm feeling. We're
Yeah.
just being
And
prepared.
I agree. Totally agree with
Mhm.
that. So much, so much,
Yeah.
so much. Well, we just want to just pop in and introduce Miss C Love, and we're going to be doing weekly podcast, and we'll be working on bringing guest speakers in, and
Mhm.
occasionally I'll still do my crazy stuff, and then I'm sure C Love will have specific things that she wants to share as
And,
well.
I'm, and can I just add that when I say preparing us, I'm talking about all of us. Everyone's on
Yes.
this call, all of us. And it's not going to happen now overnight, right? We're all, moving according to our own, how our own selves, how we can, um, you know, grow,
Grow and
um,
process the information, and
process.
yeah, we're
Yeah.
all, I think, I know that we'll all probably wind up in the same place eventually.
Yeah.
But
But we like to have fun too. So we're going to have fun and
yes,
keep it light and just have some fun and enjoy it
yeah,
and
we're gonna
just
be
be
cooking up stuff in Mama Big Mama Energy's kitchen.
in the kitchen. Come on in, y'all. Come on in the
Indeed, indeed, indeed. Let me pop in and say hi to make sure I acknowledged everyone that's in here, because we so appreciate you guys popping in and staying in for our first live together, and hope you'll continue to join us.
Yes, yes.
Let's see, Ellis. Let's use, yep. although they are definitely on the dark side. I wasn't raised JW. Cynthia says, I believe that the Masons began a few religions, yes, JW being one, to control people, JWs, Mormons, Adventists, etc. So right on that. And a lot of people don't know that Jehovah's Witness, the religion is based on Freemasons. Charles Taze Russell. Not imagery, I can't say the word, but like the way the kingdom halls are set up with no windows, it's all interrelated. The way they do things about it's not a church, but it's a hall, like a Masonic hall. Put the pieces together. And I think it was just last year they finally removed the pyramid that was on Charles Taze Russell's gravesite.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, a lot of folks don't know that.
It's a lot of it's when you when I started researching and learning so much about who controls everything behind the scenes.
Woo! That's a whole nother show.
It's a whole nother show.
Wow. Okay, who else is here? Let's see. Interested Abbott. Hi, Interested Abbott. Okay. Oh, you being silly. She said, wow, she got cut. Sense of humor, huh, Abbott? Anyway, thank you guys so much for joining us. Missy Love, you have some final words?
Peace, love, and light. That's Absolutely. My final words. Love you all.
Absolutely. And as always, guys, keep your vibrations high. Come on, you want to try it? Come on, let's do it one more time.
Ready? Do it again. 1, 2, 3.
Keep your vibrations high. Love you, my sister. Love you, my sister.
Love you. See you next time.